to test these things out.
I'm actually thinking you should bury me in snow.
I've ended up making 5 prototypes total. The first one was 80 hours of labor.
How does this one work?
I initially tried black trash bags stuffed with plastic bags and ended up not being durable enough.
It seems too bulky to actually use. Like, it's like you're wearing a giant
Hazmat suit?
Yeah.
Way too warm and actually looked like a body bag.
I don't know if I like.
The next thing I tried was seam ripping 7 existing wool coats just to make one of my coats.
This is taking me a pretty long time.
Which ended up taking about like 50 or so odd hours to rip those apart and resew them together.
Cooler inside right now. This turns into a tent later, but you can see the tent structure sticking out a bit here.
I tried billboard fabric. It was like 1/8 of an inch thick of solid woven plastic.
See, this is just not going through.
And I broke, I think, 12 needles on one prototype. It would have been easier to hand sew something like that.
See, this is what I was worried about when you sew it. It's basically cutting holes into it.
Yeah.
So it was too hard to use, ended up making people look like giant squares. I've tried bike inner tubing, chicken wire, orange construction fence. The materials are heavy and too hot, and there are so many things I need to work out, and I just don't know where to go next.
Coming up, Veronica's ambition grows bolder.
How can I get this coat out there on a large scale, more than just 1 or 2 at a time?
How many of you all are here for your first DP day?
Civic duty draws thousands of locals to a massive cleanup.
Sometimes you feel like you're pushing a rock up the hill, but you can't stop.
And hot soup and cold cash create a new opportunity.
Vote for me.
Veronica Scott is struggling to find the right combination of materials to make her coat. She's looking for a fabric that's waterproof yet breathable, insulating yet lightweight.
I feel like I'm going into a nuclear area.
She finds the answer right under her nose in the streets of Detroit.
So, where did you find this material? What is this?
Tyvek, it's a housing insulation that they put up when they're building homes. Kind of like billboard fabric, but lighter.
This has already been used in a lot of jackets, aprons, hazmat suits even.
Air can pass through, and it's not going to suffocate you like plastic would.
Far better, far easier to use.
After multiple prototypes using Tyvek, Veronica has found the right combination of materials and finalized her design.
So here's the finished coat. Basically, when you roll it out, it's already a sleeping bag. You start closing the Velcro. Set up the sleeves wherever you want them as the pillow inside. And then you can basically cocoon yourself inside. So we're gonna take it from there and hook all these toggles. There's about 5 on each coat. Ta-da! I think we got a winner.
I think you did a good job. Let's keep going. Let's go get a drink.
The coat is done, but for Veronica, it's not just about a school assignment. It's much more personal.
What happens if everything you hold on to, your home, your finances, your family, just all disappears? I didn't grow up with much money, and there were points when me and my mom were squatting in people's houses, jumping from place to place, and sometimes, didn't have a place to go. I was showing the coat at the shelter, and this woman gets so angry. She got into my face and just yells at me. She's like, "Your coats don't matter. We need jobs. What are you going to do about that?"
So how did you take that?
She's totally right. I'm not doing anything besides making coats. I'm not affecting the community like I should be. And I realized that I need to. It makes complete sense. Who is going to make the coats?
Right.
how am I going to get these done? What am I going to, like, strand myself in my basement for, like, months out of every year making these things? Somebody needs to do it. Why not the people that actually need the product?
You're going to hire homeless people to make these coats?
Yeah, that's the idea.
Like Veronica, other Detroiters have a vested interest in the city. Local rapper Draytown heads to an event to benefit the community of Hamtramck.
Detroit, the Renaissance city. We're gonna put this in overdrive, turn it up. As I take a trip down memory lane, there's a feeling that I get, because in my memory's pain. My father and my mother raised 4 children in the city of Detroit, 1 girl and 3 boys. My sister was the oldest, and I'm the product of my environment. It's dark and gloomy, trees and concrete. I pray for focus, angels guard me. In the wilderness, there's a way. Prepare for plan C, but stick to plan A. You gotta bob and weave, stick and move. You gotta dodge the weed, duck the booze. Books the key, knowledge is food. God with me, how can I lose? Detroit is on the rise. Detroit is coming back, and I'ma lead them. Lead them to the promised land. I don't know how, don't know when, but it's coming.
Draytowns come to check out an event called Soup, which takes place in Hamtramck, a city surrounded by Metro Detroit. This monthly gathering of community members is intent on improving their city, 1 cup of soup at a time.
That one, and then we'll move this one too. My name is Marie Pronko, and I am one of the founders of Hamtramck's Diverse Soup City.
I think this is your first one? Yeah. Okay. All right, wanted to welcome everyone to Hamtramck Soup today.
For those of you who aren't familiar with our Hamtramck Diverse Soup City project, it's a monthly event that we hold here at the restaurant. We try to bring the community together to raise awareness for projects happening in the city. They pay $7, they get a soup dinner, and basically we have people proposing ideas or projects that they're working on to benefit the city of Hamtramck. So all the money raised tonight at the door will go to a project that we will vote on later. So we have some wonderful proposals. Does everyone want to eat some soup? Yeah! Come on, everybody, let's eat some soup. My family and I have a Mex-Asian fusion restaurant. The main chef is my dad. We have a vested interest in the city. We live here, we have our business. People come into our restaurant, they support us, and it's very empowering that we're able to give people that opportunity to have a say-so in their city.
For this event, we have 4 proposals. The first one is Bottles for Benches.
Bottles for Benches collects bottles from the schools in Hamtramck. Approximately 1,500 gallon-sized bottles are collected to make 1 6-foot bench.
So my name's Eric Berkman. I'm from the Hamtramck Drug-Free Community Coalition. What we do every year, starting last year, is the Substance Abuse Awareness and Healthy Lifestyles Walk. The funding from this mini grant opportunity would go to providing everybody with a Hamtramck Health Hike t-shirt. Vote for me!
Hello, my name's Sean Neal from the Sugar People. We have a recording studio. We opened it up to local musicians. We opened it up to independent musicians. If a band chooses to, we don't charge every band. They pay about $150 to be able to take home the tracks, which most of them will immediately make a live EP and sell it at shows. So it helps them accomplish the goals they have.
I know, I love this idea. And then the final one is Friendship House.
We all know to have an ID is so necessary to do anything, to apply for a job. If you would vote for us, we would be able to give really needy people the $10 to get a new ID, a replacement ID.
What happens now is we begin the voting process. So everyone should have a slip to vote. If you don't have a slip, please let us know and we can bring some.
So who do you think is going to win?
Well, I know who I'm voting for.
And the winner of this month's soup is...
Coming up.
So who wants their money?
Which proposal wins the soup cash? Veronica's Coat to Sleeping Bag project gains momentum.
Have either of you sewn before on a sewing machine?
I've never sewn on a machine before.
and a community tackles a dirty job.
An initiative like this today means that we give some of these people the glimpse of hope that Detroit is coming back.